sure y'all probably heard about simulation theory, where people say that we're not really like seeing things the way they are, that the universe is really programmed like a computer code. And I think about this, where we may see things as they are and call that reality, but it's really a programmable reality that someone outside of the program can program. What if it is? Like, if y'all ever played Age of Empires, and then there's Age of Mythology. In an Age of Empires, there's no titans like there is in Age of Mythology. But what if the world really is like that? What if we was to get in a time machine and go back in time, and it used to be a magical world, and now we're just in a different level, like Mario World, you know? Like, what if there used to be mermaids and dragons and wizards, and then we just go out through time, the patch, the update happens, now there's no more of that. You know, that's not really following Occam's razor. It's probably more likely to not be true than be true. All history, if you go back far enough, turns into mythology. Why is that? We talk about 6,000 years of recorded history, but that's really more like 6,000 years of non-mythological history. So many people have histories that go further back, but a lot of them, even if they go 4,000 years back, we start saying, oh, that's mythology, that's not history. Why would they record history and put all that much spin on it? And part of it might be that there used to be no separation of state and church. The religion, the state was almost an outgrowth of the religion. So maybe people had a different perspective. They just sort of engaged in magical thinking all of the time. They just interpreted things. Like, maybe they saw a lightning storm and they said, I saw Zeus. Or maybe they saw Zeus. Normally, I try to stay away from all these processed foods. These sour cream and cheddar potato chips, they probably ain't too good for me. But I think right now my body desperately needs some salt. And that's why I got them. You'll die pretty fast with no water of dehydration. But you'll die pretty fast without enough salt. And there's been a war on salt and cholesterol, and there's a lot of people dying and getting diseases from not having enough cholesterol, not having enough salt. But once you stop eating processed food and you start eating it, it makes you feel kind of sick. I only really want to eat a few of these potato chips, or else my stomach will feel bad. Picking Brittany up at 7. A lot of times when I get off around this time, I'll go to the house and cool down first. And I'm pretty tired. My arms are tired and everything else. But I think I'm going to go run the chainsaw some more. Finish cutting that log out my path. Maybe finish cutting that second one down too. Put some more water in the little pond. I'm always like very ambitious with my plans of working after work. I'm like, I dig this whole trench out. I dig a little bit, get distracted by a crow. It's always an eternal battle because on the weekend, I really want to get stuff done. But also on the weekend, with me and Brittany working now, we don't, like I don't get off and there'll be all these hours to spend time with Brittany. She works a different shift. She don't go in as early as I do. So she normally is, when I get off of work, she's still working. And so we only have a few hours to spend time with each other before it's time to go to bed. So I normally wind up staying up too late because I want more time than just come home from work and go straight to sleep. But then, because we don't get so much time together, I want to spend time with her on the weekend. If I spend time with her on the weekend, then I don't get stuff done on the weekend. It's just never enough time. There's not enough time. I really wish that I could save up money and just sort of hold on to it and pay employees later to help me get the ball rolling. Be able to hire some help. But there's so many other pressing things that cost money that I can't really, I don't know, man. I gotta figure something out. Let me see what time it is. 5:07. Well, I used to, about a year ago, when I'd get off work, I would tell Brittany, hey, I'm off work. But a few times I didn't. I went straight up to the hardware store and bought some peach trees and went and planted them. But I never bought, I don't know, you can't really buy a peach tree and plant it in secret and it not be found out about, But she don't care. She used to care, but she don't care no more. Hey, I remember you. A lot of today's been a hard day at work. It's hot outside right now. I'm about to go run that chainsaw and cut 2 more logs out of the way. This morning, I was angry about some people on Facebook. But I want to say something about Guala. My black friend Guala. He is an exceptionally hard worker. He gets out there in the sun and he works. And I don't want to say the names of the ones that don't work, but I know more names that don't than do. I think it's typical that 20% of the company does half the work, and the other 80% of the company does the other half. And the management normally, the hard workers, they're just told to do more. And the slackers just get away with slacking. And that's why I think a company like every year maybe should just fire the bottom 20% of slackers until you accumulate enough really good workers that you can do away with that policy. Because it's unfair for the people like me that work really hard. You know, you're working really hard and you're getting paid the same as somebody that ain't doing nothing, sitting on the cooler, sitting in the air conditioner. It ain't right. Oh yeah, you'll get them 60 subscribers. You'll get them. And you know, me, I had my channel 6 years and I didn't even have 10 subscribers. And then I had one video, Hey Clyde, that shot up to 7,000 views. He got shared in Germany and Italy a lot, just sort of randomly. And then from that video on, I went up to 100 subscribers pretty quickly. And then I had some friends, you know, some fellow YouTubers that we were talking back and forth, and their channel was like 80 while I had 120. And now they got like 10,000 or more. I forget what they got, but they got a lot of subscribers. You really just don't give up, and eventually your audience will find you. You know, and I don't really know how the algorithm works or anything like that. But if you watch your own video, watch it all the way through. Because if you watch your own video right after it processes and you turn it really fast, they're probably not going to think other people are interested in your video if you're not. So if you ever watch your own video, make sure you watch it all the way through. And don't share your video to somebody that's going to just like it and not watch it all the way through. That might hurt you in the algorithm getting started. So, but also, I don't have ad revenue turned on. But if you do have ad revenue turned on, there's certain types of content the advertisers don't like. And then YouTube kind of cares more. I think if you are making money, they get a cut. YouTube gets a cut. And then they're not going to really. But you know, that there's things I talk about that I have noticed that anybody who has 10,000 subscribers or more, if they talk about it, they get banned. So, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. The more people you get watching your channel, the more YouTube is going to censor you. The more they're going to like, you know, I've only had one email so far from YouTube. Every now and then they tell me they've deleted a video, and I ain't noticed which videos they deleted. Because I would think, oh, it'd be this one. I go back and look, I'm like, dang, that one's still up. And they deleted a different one? What the hell? But I'm in Alamo now. Yeah. I tell you, although there's an old saying, sweat more now, bleed less later. So, you know, you think about it, and there's another saying by Alexander the Great. He said that laziness was slavish and hard work was royal, regal, the things of kings. If you got two groups of people and one of them's being lazy all the time and the other one's going through difficulty, sweating and working hard, if they get into a fight, who you think's going to win? So it pays off to work. It pays off to not be lazy. Also, if you're lazy while you're young, you think it ain't making too big of a difference. It seems like you got plenty of time to make up for it. But when you aim high or low, a small little change over time makes a big difference. And so I would say, you know, as you get older, your body's going to hurt more and more and more. It's going to be harder and harder. So while you're young, work hard, save your money. That way when you get older, because you're going to have to, you know, you don't want to have to, in your 30s and 40s, be working harder to make up for you not working in your 20s. Because, you know, while you're young, your joints don't hurt, your back ain't hurting, you know. And a lot of people, when they're young, their main focus is trying to find a girlfriend or boyfriend. And now there is a time limit on that. You know, you can't wait around forever. I'm not saying don't, but like a lot of young men, they put all their focus on trying to get a girlfriend and getting with girlfriends and spend their money and stuff, when they probably should just work, not have a girlfriend, save up money, get a girlfriend later, which that's hard to do when you're young. A lot of older people would give you that advice, but you just ain't gonna feel like listening to the advice sometimes. I forget how old you are. Phone's balance on the steering wheel column. And if it falls in the floor, it falls in the floor, you know. Now I'm here. I'm at my property. I'm about to park in the shade, pull up a little bit. I saw a really, really big hawk out here yesterday, the biggest hawk I've seen. And there's a wild hog that's been roaming Alamo, attacking people's pets. But I took the gun out my truck, so I hope a wild hog don't run into me and attack me, because I ain't got my gun with me today. But I got a chainsaw. If that wild hog tries something, you won't like that chainsaw. I left my chocolate candy bar in the truck. Forgot to take it out, and now it's melted. All right, have a good day. You have a good day. You gotta go. And I'm here. I made it safely. I'm gonna get off of this too, because when I get in the woods, it ain't got no service anyway. I try to make videos of me cutting stuff with a chainsaw, but it don't have no service out there, so it's a waste of time. And I need 2 hands anyway. So I'm about to go too. You have a good day, and I wish your channel the best. And that is Axel 8080. If you're watching my channel, go subscribe to Axel 8080. AXEL 8080. AXEL. Whoa. Yeah, 8080. And if you're watching right now, you can look in the comment section. He's right there, Axel 8080. Go subscribe to him. Go help him out. He's close to 60 subscribers. Peace, y'all.